Good morning. Welcome to Just for Today, a time of eclectic reading, sharing of perspectives, meditation, and prayer. I'm Reverend Rafe Ellis, Senior Minister and Spiritual Leader of the newly joined Centers for Spiritual Living Communities of Columbia and Greater Baltimore. This morning is December 2nd. And this morning I am reading from The Science of Mind magazine, Guide to Spiritual Living. And this happens to be the issue from March 2023. And I'm reading the 7th paragraph on page 23. And here's what it offers us. The authentic self is sometimes referred to as the essential self, or the higher self, or the God self. Living authentically means operating from that place of knowing the truth about who we are as the divine incarnate. Imagine if you truly grasped and embodied the reality that you are love in expression. How would your interactions unfold? Wow. That's something, right? To imagine in every interaction that we are love in expression, that we are the infinite incarnate, the divine incarnate, whatever name resonates with you, that we are that. And imagine if we live from that awareness rather than, I know for myself, it's oftentimes the repetitive, which seems like such a struggle sometimes, to remember that I'm that. And I love this question. Can you imagine? Can I imagine? Can we imagine how our relationships would unfold if we lived from this awareness about the truth of our being? Not so much our authentic human self, but our authentic self, the spiritual self. I think oftentimes we confuse authenticity with our personality. And what this paragraph is offering us is a different consideration, that authenticity is something that is innate. It is unconditioned. It is our spiritual truth, the essence of our being. Yeah. And I sometimes imagine it as to go through the day imagining that God is looking through the eyes of God into the eyes of God in every interaction. That God is listening to God. God is speaking to God. Whatever, and that's just the word that works for me. So whatever word works for you. So I'm going to read our paragraph one more time and take us into our time of meditation and contemplation. It's simply a 5-minute period of practice. The authentic self is sometimes referred to as the essential self, or the higher self, or the God self. Living authentically means operating from that place of knowing the truth about who we are as the divine incarnate. Imagine if you truly grasp and embody the reality that you are love in expression. How would your interactions unfold? So let's take that into our time of meditation and contemplation. And so breathing even deeper into that authentic essence that I am, I recognize that there is only one power that is everywhere present, nameless, changeless. One energy that is the substance of all creation. Nameless because in its infinite, ever-expanding expression, it can never be limited by a finite name. And yet we know it by many, many names. God, Spirit, life, love, energy. By whatever name we know it as, the great mystery, it is everywhere present, unlimited. Changeless because it already is infinite possibility, formed and unformed. It already is everything that has been and will ever be. And so there's literally nothing for it to change into, an infinite possibility for it to express, never changing the essence of what it is. And being created out of it, by it, I recognize that all of life is this infinite one, animated in form. That I am that. That everyone experiencing any life journey is that in form. Because what is true of one must be true of all. And so I simply claim and affirm that we are each awakening to this reality, to the absolute reality of the wholeness of one, the infinite expression in multiplicity of one, the harmonious operation of one, that every interaction is the infinite reacting with the infinite. That this interaction moves into a state of awareness. That our authenticity is expressed beyond the human conditioning of personality to the essence that we are, to the desire of the infinite to experience and express itself uniquely individualized as each and every one. That we look through the eyes of God, into the eyes of God, that we speak from our God-centeredness into the God-centeredness in another. That we listen for the God in every word, in every sentence, in every conversation. That we see beyond appearance to the truth of being. That we recognize that no one, not anyone, no one is their behavior. And instead we see beyond the behavior to the essence of the behavior. And we celebrate. And in this moment I celebrate the activity of law, that doer within the creative process that does the same for every expression of creation. That is the completely objective mechanical operation of creation that simply receives the desire and makes it so. And so I know that the word spoken this morning is already fulfilled, because it is the infinite speaking it into itself, the doer within itself that has already acted to make it so, can only say yes, has no option to say no, and has already made it so. And so I step into the activity of this day living the truth, living the manifestation, living the demonstration of the word spoken. That every interaction is God interacting with God, love interacting with love. And so I let go of everything else and return over and over again to the awareness that there is only one. We are each it, and it is expanding itself through interaction with itself. Ashe. Shalom. Aho. Amin. Amen. And so it is. Namaste.